Hey, what's up guys, Mike here. Today we're going to talk about 5 aquarium products that you can find on Amazon that I think everybody should have. They're going to help make your life a million times easier. I'm not quite done yet, but I'm putting together a list of 10 really great products, and that will be a blog post on my website. I'll have a link to that in the top pinned comment as soon as it's done. Okay, it might be done now, so just go check that out and scroll back up to me. The first product that I think every aquarium keeper should have is a Python water change system. Here's mine. It doesn't get a lot of love, mostly because I don't use all the components of it. Down here in the basement, I just siphon my water out into the backyard. I don't have a sink anywhere nearby. And that's really where this thing shines, what it's intended for. It comes with this piece right here, so you're gonna go ahead and screw this onto your faucet, and then depending on whether this is open or closed with your sink on, that's gonna start or stop your siphon. I used to use this system all the time back in my old house because my kitchen sink was only a few feet away from the room that had all my tanks. Like I said, unfortunately, we're not in a situation where we can use one, and it's kind of a shame because it makes it a lot easier to change your water. There's a piece that's sold separately that's like a little hook, so you can go ahead and fill your tank up and have it, be on your tank. You don't have to worry about using a clamp or anything like we talked about in the recent hacks video. So if you're gonna do the Python water change system, I think it's a really good idea to also get a temperature gun so that you can check and see what the temperature of your water is going back into your tanks if you are gonna be using it from the sink. That was something that actually got me into trouble one time where I thought I had the temperature at a certain degrees and then it was actually a lot hotter. So you have to be careful of that. The next thing that I think every fish keeper should have on hand is an API liquid test kit. Okay, so here is my big bucket of API stuff, and I have my test tubes and my test tube rack and all that stuff from the previous hack video. We went into why I have that. We have the syringes and stuff too, so if you're interested in that, I'm not gonna really talk about it too much. You can go and find that hacks video, but in here I have all my kits. I have kind of like a hodgepodge of master kit, and then I have the extra phosphate kit and the water hardness kit as well. And I think it's important to have all of that stuff because you never know what you're gonna want to test for, right? I know for me personally, I get really lazy when it comes to thinking about doing testing, and I just don't want to do it, but I force myself to do it because I always want to know what the problem is, right? So if my fish are being weird or something's going on in the tank, right, I don't want to just do a water change and monitor it. I want to go ahead and investigate and see if I can piece out what the real problem is, right? Or, do I have a problem with nitrogen, or is my water hardness way off in one direction or the other? So I think it's important to be able to have the capability to test your water like that. So make sure you have some test kits, keep them on hand. The third thing that I think every aquarium keeper should have on hand is extra filter padding, okay? So this is half of a sheet, I think I split it, of a Marineland filter pad that I just buy a couple of them, and then I have filter stuff for a long time, right? It's always good to have something like this because you never know when you're gonna need to swap out your filter material in like an HOB. That seems to be a common place where people do that. I don't really mess with my canister filters all that much, so I don't need to have a ton of this stuff around for that. But having it is always a good thing. I don't wanna be in a situation where I just don't have fresh filter material, right? And so another thing that you can do is get a big old bag of Polyfill. So this is a good water polisher. You can stuff this into like DIY power head filter bottles, right, that we've made in the past and you've probably seen a million times. And it's just a really good material for sucking up all the fine stuff and trapping it and getting it out of your tank. So I have a giant bag of it. I've used maybe like a handful, but have had this bag for forever, and it's just nice to have it. The fourth thing that I think every aquarium keeper should have is some type of really good magnet scraper cleaner, okay? So MagFloat obviously makes magneted scrapers. I got a MagFloat over here. You guys know these things, right? And the reason why we have the flipper on here is for a couple different reasons. One, they used to sponsor me back in the day, and I love these things. I reached out to them to be sponsored because I love these things so much. So this is a flipper scraper. It's the medium size. They make a smaller one and a huge one that's over on the Ancient Gardens tank. But basically what this is it does what you think it does. It scrapes the tank. It has just a pad on here, so you are not gonna have that like real good scraping ability, but all you have to do to get that is flip it over. So, boom, and then you have a blade, and you can go ahead and get all the green spot all day long with this thing. Last but not least, guys, number 5 is a good setup for trimming your plants. And in my case, that's gonna be these little spring scissors. I found these things on Amazon a while back, and to me, they're just perfect for trimming plants, right? You don't have a huge, wide blade here to do a lot of big trimming, but it saves your hands like 10 times over, okay? If you've been in your tank and you've had to trim a bunch with scissors like this, you get weird pressure points, it's uncomfortable. You do get a bigger arc, so you can really hack on stuff. But if I'm in the tank, especially doing like the Monte Carlo, the little spring scissors are so worth it. And I think that's gonna do it, guys, for the list of 5 aquarium products on Amazon that you need to have. There's obviously a lot of aquarium products that we all need to have. Hopefully that blog post is done by now, but chances are if you're watching this within the first few hours of it being out, it's not out yet. So I apologize, but maybe we should just make another video and include those. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what your top 5, I guess, favorite aquarium products are, or those products that you need to have. If you're interested in any of these things, obviously links to where you can get them on Amazon. That was the whole point of this video. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload the next video. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.